This year has been a year like no other, and for the first time, the Eye on Nature Wearable Art Competition has gone online. Students from schools all around Auckland have submitted their video entries of their incredible creations. The theme? Wearable Arts Adaptations in New Zealand, Thrive to Survive. The Eye on Nature Wearable Arts Fashion Show is facilitated by the Moto Beautification Charitable Trust, sponsored by the 6 local boards of the Auckland Southern Region and the Moto Beautification Trust. MBCT are thrilled to provide a positive platform to recognise the hard work that these creative students have produced in this crazy year. With a total prize pool of $3,500 up for grabs, these eco-friendly wearable art pieces will be judged on the interpretation of the theme, the materials used, originality, construction, artistic effort and description. The Trust invited 3 students from Auckland University of Technology and gave them the opportunity to use their skills to create what they thought would represent adaptation in 3 stages. You'll see this in the 3 video clips throughout the video. Untouched shows the beauty of our natural world before man intervened. Survival shows the devastation caused by humans and predators over time. And Solutions shows the hope as we educate and make positive impacts towards our future and becoming the kaitiaki of our environment. Let's see their first video. So now it's time to take a look at the wonderful work of our promising young environmentally conscious fashion designers and find out who will be taking this year's top awards.
We designed an outfit to show the elements of the ocean, which play an important role for many species in New Zealand to thrive to survive.
We chose to create our design in the form of a monarch butterfly on its favourite flower, the cosmos.
Everything you see here we have created by ourselves with old and unused things.
Given that the kiriru eats berries from trees, my adaptation is webbed feet, so that as the trees become less available due to development, the kiriru can access an alternative food source by swimming in rivers, lakes and oceans to gather food.
Cody dieback is a disease caused by a microscopic fungus-like organism which lives in the soil and infects cody roots. If we are not going to take this matter seriously, our national treasure, Tane Mahuta, will one day face this deadly disease as well.
Divarication. The interlaced branching of divaricated trees is something almost entirely unique to New Zealand's flora. These shrubs have adapted to New Zealand's conditions, growing their leaves and berries on the inside, with woven branches protecting them from the outside. This sheltered its leaves from wind and rain and kept the nosy mowers from eating their berries. This garment, modelled by Olivia Dixon, is inspired by these plants' adaptations. The skirt is made from over 200 flowers, hand-sewn from recycled burlap sacking, representing the plant's leaves. The rope at the back, also second-hand, is inspired by the interwoven branches of these plants, along with the crocheted top. The dress is almost entirely recycled, bar some of the sacks and twine. The underskirt is made from old paper grocery bags, also hand-sewn into flowers. Woven into this underskirt are some fairy lights, representing the berries and leaves, just out of reach of the mowers' beaks.
Bird of a Feather is based on the sacred New Zealand kingfisher, also known as the kotare. This garment is made from an old dance costume, reused yoga mats and felt. The kingfisher's eyes have adapted over time so that it is easier to see and catch fish in the water. They also have developed a long, slender beak which helps to make no splash when diving into the water to catch food. I decided to use these materials instead of letting them go to waste. I first made the wings out of old felt and cut them to size. Then I painted and cut out the yoga mats into my desired size for the feathers. Once that was done, I sewed and glued them into the place I wanted them.
The tui is an iconic bird in New Zealand. We found out that the tui also plays a special role pollinating and spreading the seeds of native New Zealand plants and trees, helping them to thrive to survive. We used a black bin liner made from recycled plastic for the base of the dress and wings. To cover our dress, we used layers of tassels from the black bin liner to create a feathery look that moves. The feathers for the wings were made from cutting out feather shapes from old newspapers and dyeing them black. Our mask is made from recycled cardboard and the offcuts of the bin liners. Finally, we made a collar of feathers from recycled cardboard and newspaper using an old ball of white wool to create pom-poms to represent the tuft of white feathers on a tui's throat.
This is our garment, Manukatross. Our creation symbolizes a striking new species, Manukatross, inspired by our native bird and plant species, the albatross and the pink manuka flower, including nature flourishes such as leaves and flags relating to the theme Eye on Nature. These particular distinctive species incorporate two divergent varieties. The materials utilized in this garment are flax weaved precisely and feathers along with pearls hot glued to the front of the weaved flax to make the flax crown. At the back of the headpiece is a transparent pink veil attached to dazzle the headpiece. The top is made of white feathers and pink paper flowers glued to a white crop top to intercept the albatross feathers and the manuka flower. At the back of the creation is white feathered wings with leaf flourishes just like the soaring albatross wings. The side dress is made of a net material stained with pink paint at the bottom, with pink manuka paper flowers hot glued. At the waist of the dress is cotton to replicate clouds, as the Manukatross soared through the sky and passed through the clouds. Here are sandals covered in cotton, feathers, and pearls. We have chosen to use cotton to replicate clouds as it is fluffy and white just like the clouds.
Our outfit is called Forest for the Future. The forest is very important for many plants and animals to thrive.
In our costume, we have used a lot of things from around the school. We've used scrap, our own fabric, we've cut circles from old printer paper, And we've got old water carrier and old food colours.
For our outfit we used bin liner made from recycled plastic as the base of the cape, covered with scales made from recycled paper bags, newspaper and cardboard.
The Kia has been known for stealing people's belongings and upholding naughty behaviour. To show the Kia's two adaptations, their wings and beak, she used recycled materials such as old sheets and tablecloths, air cartons, second-hand t-shirt, etc.
I've used black bin bag to create my dress. I've used an old t-shirt, soft break bags, and crotchet plastic bags to create koru with kowhai.
The garment is put together using fruit packaging cartons, packaging strips, fabric pieces, ice cream containers, and cardboard.
Our garment, Manamoana, is inspired by the adaptation of the land of New Zealand and the Pacific Islands over the past 100 years.
In making the costume stronger together, I used cardboard boxes, foam from a couch, wire, newspaper, old clothes, and a book. I chose to use mostly paper and cardboard to make the tree because they came from trees in the first place, and I wanted to recycle them back to a tree to highlight just how much paper we waste. The costume depicts the relationship between two endemic to New Zealand species, the tui and the red mistletoe. The mistletoe explodes onto the bird to cover it with pollen, and the tui feeds off of its nectar. Through this relationship of mutualism, both species benefit, and this adaptation allows both to thrive, teaching us that together we are stronger. The red mistletoe grows on the also endemic to New Zealand black beech, represented by the main construction of the costume.
My garment was inspired by the adaptations of the Piwakawaka. They often dart around trees to find insects, so I wanted my garment to represent a tree with cheeky fantails flitting around it. The adaptation of a Piwakawaka is that they have developed strong and flexible tail feathers, which make them able to turn abruptly and catch insects. I made my garment with corks, popsicle sticks, toilet rolls, egg cartons, a flax seed pod, and corrugated cardboard.
My costume was inspired by a white tui spotted by Jennifer Hayward in 2016. I thought it would be a cool idea to make a dress based on white tui because white tui are very rare and tui are a good symbolism of New Zealand native birds. Tui learned to adapt to its New Zealand bush habitat by slowly evolving to have wings to fly and get food and fly away from predators brought here by European settlers. Tui also adapted to camouflage in the New Zealand forest and bushes to hide and protect themselves from predators. This is where my tui failed to adapt. My garment is constructed using toilet paper rolls, cardboard, magazines, and white paint. The wings of the tui is represented by the trail on my dress. The feathers in the white tuft on tui's chest are represented by toilet paper rolls.
Bed and breakfast tui and kowhai. Sewn and constructed by a year 8 boy based on breakfast and bed. Food and sleep are required for survival, like pollen and a habitat are provided by kowhai for the tui. Aotearoa's national flower, known by Maori as the glowing golden kowhai from the tree of life, used for medicinal purposes and providing the life force for the tui. Kowhai, with its tall stamens, sleek, simplistic beauty. Tui's curved beak and long tongue pollinates kowhai, and it's an adaptation for feeding on nectar, allowing both to survive and thrive. Kowhai and tui are embedded in our native bush, so are represented by recycled bedding to show belonging, and hand-dyed sheets represent petals that unfold to reveal the dyed throw plumage and duvet cloak adorned with recycled drilled glass and natural feathers, contrasting against the tui's white po. Bedspread wings spanned out over napkin plumage. All represents connection.
an elegant off-the-shoulder top empowering the sense of freedom and power in nature. A simple, silky, and delicate long dress covered with vibrant colored paper flowers and butterflies. The guardian of the native plants and creatures whom live among us, diaphanous and gentle. The top and the dress are made with recycled old bedsheets and the flowers from leftover colored paper. The different colors of the flowers on the dress represents the variety of native plants in New Zealand.
Piwakawaka is a tiny but fearless bird. They are adorable and can perform aerial acrobatics with their fan-shaped tails. The material used in these garments are computer packaging foams, bottle caps, and cardboards.
Our outfit is called the Cheeky Kea. This native New Zealand bird is the only alpine parrot in the world, desperate being almost hunted to extinction. There are now a protected species that we want to thrive to survive. We use the back bin liner made from recycled plastic as the base of the outfit and wings. We use recycled newspaper cut into feather shapes, coloured in using pastels and dyes to create the beautiful coloured feathers of the kea. The tail is made using recycled cardboard and newspaper. It is attached to outfit using the offcut of an old dust sheet. The headpiece is made from a pop basketball cut in half, covered in feathers made from recycled newspaper and offcuts of coloured paper.
For our costume, we were inspired to make a crown, dress, horns, wings, and tail to represent the graceful underwater giant, the manta ray.
To make our outfit feel like home, we decided to base it on Rangitoto Beach.
I have seen many doctors with fishing nets or fishing lines caught around their feet, which was the inspiration for my artwork. My adaptation is a talon that grows from the tip of the wings to enable a bird to cut fishing lines free.
This garment used a big plastic bubble wrap to represent the ocean with pollution that trap and strangle our beautiful Maui dolphins. A dolphin lantern to magnify the splendid Mauis and the soft tissue to show the vulnerability of the dolphin.
In order to combat the litter and trash, I've adapted my environment by growing a special coral that can grow in cooler temperatures. The coral grows in a spiral shape to filter the trash and break it up into pieces that can be suctioned out and removed.
Seagulls are scavengers. They eat just about anything. They eat the trash we left on the beach, and they also loiter around our dumps and landfills. This garment portrays a very unhealthy black-billed gull. To investigate why it looks so sad and ill, we cut open his stomach and we saw traces of plastic, rubber, styrofoam, food packaging, glass, metal, and all sorts of garbage that shouldn't exist in an animal's stomach. We stitched it back and hope it will survive. Next time, when we see seagulls at the beach, don't tease them. We don't know how much they have suffered.
Aesthete, appreciating the art and beauty of nature.
Donated curtains painted over a handmade kowhai template and connected to painted fallen nico palms represent the camouflaged brown, black and gold underside of the wings.
These scales are similar in color to which branches the butterfly will land on, allowing kahukura to remain unseen by predators.
Kahukura is the Ethereal word for red cloak. At the back of the dress, this red cloak is displayed, attracting other butterflies, allowing for socialization.
When opened just like the wings of kahukura, eye spots created by crocheted leftover raffia strings show how the butterfly deflects predators by mimicking the eyes of larger animals, which both scare off animals and help the butterfly escape.
Lace curtaining has been sewn into the skirt over the top of repaired fairy light, replicating the eggs and larvae of the kahukura, protected by the native stinging ongonga plant.
Te Kaiawhina o Te Motu is a tribute to all those who are dedicated to keeping the islands in the Hauraki Gulf pest-free. Their work provides a safe place for ngā tamariki a tāne to thrive to survive. Our motu was created by our eco-warriors. We researched about tiritiri matangi and found out about creatures that were there. Our aim was to use rubbish, mostly landfill, sourced totally from school, and make something beautiful. We asked classes to collect empty green and blue chippy packets. We cut these up and collaged the silver side of milk Tetra Paks from the Breakfast Club. We stapled the strips together and placed them over a broken bin.
With 60 entries this year alone, we'd like to congratulate every single student, school, and those who were a part of this competition. The entries truly were amazing. The judges were very impressed with everyone's efforts and took the time to consider all of the entries, so well done to you all. The panel included Aiono from MIT's Pacifica Development Office, Tiana from the Vodafone Event Centre, and David, an educator at AUT. The judges deliberated with great enthusiasm and were truly amazed by all the entries. To begin the awards, there is a special acknowledgement from the judges for the following merit winners. Botany Downs Secondary College, Birds of a Feather. The judges commented that this garment has phenomenal detail. You can tell just how much work went into this beautiful costume with a good adaptation message. Greenmeadows, Cody Dieback. The judges remarked this as fantastic and were impressed with lots of detail and nice use of materials. They liked how the corrugated cardboard was used to shape the vision of the Cody. Fantastic job. Botany Downs Secondary College, Divarication. Amazing use of materials, and the judges loved the texture and movement of this beautiful garment. Congratulations. Greenmeadows, Scavenger Seagull. It was the opening up movement of this garment that the judges admired and commented that a lot of thought went into showing us the effect of pollution on our wildlife. Well done to you all. Now to get into the awards for the primary and intermediate schools. In third place, Somerville Intermediate with Tui Thrives. The entry showcased great recycling and use of materials. The judges loved the conceptualisation and the thought that went into this creation. Congratulations and well done on third place. Second place goes to Somerville Intermediate. Piwakawakas, Are You a Fan? The judges thought this entry had a very clear and great link to the theme. This costume has the wow factor and fantastic construction. They loved the colour grading and even suggested using the photos as postcards. They are that beautiful. Congratulations and well done on second place. In first place, we have Greenmeadows Intermediate with Piwakawaka, The Messenger. The judges were truly wowed with the amazing movement and beautiful detail of this costume. They felt it was very well designed and liked how this garment was accessorised to stand out. The messenger is a very good metaphor of the theme and is a fabulous wearable art all around. Congratulations Greenmeadows Intermediate on first place. And now for the high school category. In third place, Botany Downs Secondary College. Their piece is titled Te Prothemadera Ma. Beautiful construction, good use of materials, clear explanation and great research into this entry. Even the judges learnt something new. Congratulations on third place. In second place is Rangitoto College, Stronger Together. The judges thought that this was an outstanding costume and a beautiful piece of work. Amazing functionality on this stunning costume. Congratulations for second place. In first place, Ormiston Junior College with their piece named Aesthete. Big wow. Fantastic construction and details, incredible wings, very well thought through and has an amazing use of materials. They love the use of textiles in this design. Absolutely tremendous work. Well done to Ormiston Junior College on first place. And that concludes this year's Eye on Nature Wearable Arts Fashion Show. Thank you so much to the Manukau Beautification Charitable Trust, the sponsors, the 6 local boards of the Auckland Southern region, and of course our wonderful judges. We'd also like to thank all of the students this year, the schools, the teachers, parents and everyone that was involved in bringing this year's Wearable Arts show to life. It was yet again absolutely spectacular. Thank you so much for having me, Raven Adai, involved in this year's Wearable Arts show, and I look forward to seeing you all next year in June for 2021's Eye on Nature Wearable Art Fashion Show. Next year's theme is From the Mountains to the Sea, Water is Life. Mai ngā maunga ki te moana, ko te wai te oranga. See you next year in June.